The corporate press, as many people have said, certainly is, you have to look to them as the scum of the absolute earth, okay? Look to them as the scum of the fucking earth. They're not worth even being respectful to because they don't respect you. They've shown they don't respect you. They'll lie despite the power and the information that they are able to access. They still continue to lie. And it seems that they're so balls deep in this that they won't even change. They won't even adjust. And I'm about to show you an example of this. I don't know who this is. I have no idea. I'm not going to lie to you. I've seen this black man with this fro a lot. Don't know his fucking name. And this chick, this is my first time seeing her, but apparently she's on a show. And I guess it's called The Cross Connection or something like that on MSNBC. We know what happened at the Kyle Rittenhouse situation. I've told y'all if you wanted the thoughts sort of summarized, you should go watch my video in combination with Nick Rekieta, both of us. We're talking about this whole ordeal. And he went through the facts. He did most of the talking. This is his expertise. And, of course, his channel absolutely exploded. I love to see one of our guys do that because of his coverage with the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. Now, despite not guilty, despite all the public trial, despite all the evidence, all the video footage, all of what we know, this is what this woman still came out saying. And we're going to watch this together. And I want you to just listen in on this really quickly.
I find these people disgusting, Ellie. I'm disgusted at what I'm seeing. It's not just this trial, it's other trials. But this in particular, the fact that white supremacists roam the halls of Congress freely and celebrate this little murderous white supremacist, and the fact that he gets to walk the streets freely, it lets you know these people have access to instituting laws. They represent the legislative branch of this country. What are we to make of that?
Welcome to the modern Republican Party.
I've seen this guy and I've never seen him have a good take at all, like ever. He just has this big ass fro and he don't be talking about shit. It's the same old buzz terms and everything that these guys utilize. But just sit and think about what this heifer said. Okay? She sat, despite all of what happened, she comes out of that calling Kyle fucking Rittenhouse a murderous white supremacist. Now, look, I'm not going to bore you with the details of the case. We've already been there. Again, it's an hour long. If you want all of the facts laid out, me, Nick Rekieta, we had a great talk about it. Go check that out. But let's think about the implications from this. Now, this is going to be hilarious if she's one of the ones that gets MSNBC pants sued. I mean, they might get sued down to the socks and drawers. Matter of fact, you got to come up out of that. You don't get nothing. I want the socks and the drawers too. You know what I mean? I own this fucking company, and those are my drawers. You can't even wear them no more. I don't know if that's what a situation that we're going to see, because it's one thing as the trial's going on to sit. Me and Nick talking about this a little bit. To sit up here and say all of this egregious shit, to say all this absolute fucking nonsense. These are people on autopilot again. They're NPCs. They have a script, and they can't deviate from it. So they really wanted this to be some sort of white supremacist bullshit, and this is why there's still people who listen to crackheads like her who still think that Kyle Rittenhouse shot a bunch of black people. There's still people on this earth that believe that. And yeah, they smoke crack, but that's not the point. The point is that there's still people clinging to a narrative that is verifiably false. And the reason that is because you got weirdos like this who just need something to be true so bad. So what we talked about on News and Why It Matters today. They see the world, and how I usually word it is that they see the world through, it's like they see the world for what they want it to be and not for what it actually is. What it actually is what we've seen come from this case, for example. We've seen the facts. We've seen them laid out. We know that most of what they said was hogwash. We knew that most of this prior to the trial, but especially after the trial, we knew this. We knew that what they said had happened and try to present Kyle as if he was the aggressor was incorrect. You had even the one surviving witness get his ass on the stand and admit flat out that he reached for this motherfucker's gun, and it wasn't until that happened where he got his fucking bicep tore the fuck up. I don't know. I have such like I said, you don't mince for words for these types because you can't. They hate you, number one. But the difference, I guess, between a lot of people that are on the general side of liberty and the side of those weirdos is that I will at least attempt, in most cases, if I'm going to make an egregious claim about someone, like I'm just saying something ugly, right? I got to at least have a receipt or something to point to. These people don't care about that. They will drag your name through the mud. They will harass your family members. They will harass you, of course. They will paint you in an absolutely negative light and have millions upon millions believing something that is simply not true about you, because that is more valuable than the truth to them. They care more about that because it amplifies their nonsense. They give a fuck about that more than anything else. Why? Because it perpetuates the world that they want, not what it is. And this is why gaslighting is like the logical fallacy, if you will, that they usually and generally deploy. It consists of them completely ignoring reality and then telling you crazy for acknowledging the reality. Your eyes, you see your eyes? Your eyes don't see that. That's what MSNBC does. What CNN of the world does. Your eyes don't see that. You see the video. You see a man getting kicked in the face, smacked with a fucking skateboard on his back. We see that. But no, you don't see it. No, you don't. Instead, trust our lens. And this is how. And this is why, this peeling moment, because you have so many folks who woke up to this and have known, or now know, what else did they lie to you about? Because you need to understand this, and this is the scary part, if there is to be. There was once upon a time where all of the information funneled through them. And see, now we got social media. So now we got Nick Rekieta, and we get a panel of a bunch of lawyers who are detached from these big entities and corporate press, right? Back in the Gap, we didn't have that. So all of the actual information, no matter how legitimate it was funneled through them, and that's what we accepted as the truth. Now, the flourishing of social media has allowed us to not have to go through them. So now you can have people like myself be in a position to tell you and show you straight up what's going on, right? I could show you data. Could you imagine if the COVID stuff popped off and social media and these platforms didn't exist? Holy shit. You didn't have these sort of alternative voices breaking this stuff down, being able to show you the data. These folk are the scum of the absolute earth. And I always say, treat them as such. Act accordingly. You just watched a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake. Catch us live at 12 p.m. throughout the week over at youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and follow us over at odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. If you want to watch the entire video cast after the show is over, just be sure to become a member on the YouTube channel. Of course, the full audio portion of the podcast is available for free on all major digital platforms, or just visit forcanonsake.com.